What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody had a fantastic New Year's Eve. I hope everybody is feeling good this morning. Maybe you're not, maybe you have a hangover, but at the end of the day, I just want everybody to be safe, happy, and healthy on this morning and moving forward into 2026. So let's go ahead and get down, and I want to revisit this Anthony Joshua situation yet again, because it's a lot of talk about this. And quite frankly, there's a lot of questions and concerns. And so I have my own, but I'm not going to take it to space, but I am going to ask some questions throughout this video. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, I just want to play this clip because Anthony Joshua was released from the hospital on yesterday. So here it is, and I'll be back.
Anthony Joshua, the boxer, has been discharged from hospital. Doctors saying that he is well enough to recuperate from home. Joshua and his mother have today been at the funeral home in Lagos, paying their final respects to his two friends who are both killed in that crash, their bodies being prepared for repatriation a little later. So Anthony Joshua home from hospital, the 36-year-old British Nigerian boxer travelling in the back of that SUV, of course, when it hit a stationary truck on a major road near Lagos. He's out of hospital.
Now, it's important to note that the driver for Anthony Joshua, he was also in the hospital and he was released on yesterday, but he could be facing potential criminal prosecution for reckless driving and exceeding the speed limit. Now, additionally, the driver of the stationary truck that Joshua and his crew smashed into, that joker fled the scene. He's nowhere to be found. The local authorities there in Nigeria, they're on a manhunt trying to track him down because he too can be facing a bevy of charges stemming from reckless driving to so forth and so on, right? Now, although it was initially reported that Joshua only suffered from minor injuries, there are conflicting reports out there that are stating that he has a fractured leg. Now, publications like The Sun and the BBC, they're reporting that he had no broken bones, and they remain adamant and they're standing firmly behind their reporting, concluding that the superstar boxer had no broken bones whatsoever. But I have to say that Nigeria is reporting something different. So let me turn your attention to this clip where this guy is talking about this situation and also talking about the road where the crash happened, and then I'll be back.
Latest updates on Anthony Joshua's case. Anthony Joshua suffered leg fracture and the driver might be facing prosecution, according to Nigerian local news reports. According to Federal Road Safety Corps, they initially reported that the car was going at excessive speed. And when you look at the structure of the car, you can tell that there was, high level of speeding. According to the same FRSC highway code or highway regulation, anyone that is doing excessive speed and their carelessness, be it, careless overtaking or distraction, that carelessness leads to the unaliving of another on the road, there is high possibility of that person facing prosecution. And that's what they are trying to do with the driver. Now, if the driver is found guilty in any way, let him face the law. At the same time, those that are in charge of that road, be it federal government, be it state government, those are in charge of that road, you need to do something about that road, because this Anthony Joshua's accident is not the first, and I can guarantee you it's not going to be the last. A lot of people have been unalived on that same road. Look for what is causing this accident. It's not just enough, throwing the driver under the bus. That does not solve the problem. What can we do to minimize these accidents or to minimize the impacts when they happen? Are there road signs on that road? What about speed cameras? Have we also looked into, getting a speed camera on that road? What can we do? And aftermath of that incident, after the accident, we also how Anthony Joshua was taken to the hospital. Why are the federal government not talking about that? Your minister of road or minister of whatnot, whoever is in charge of roads, whoever is in charge of medical facilities, minister of health or whatnot, what are you people doing about the ambulance issue? Because that has been a national disgrace, to be honest. In fact, international disgrace. Yes, let the driver face the consequences of his actions and inactions. But at the same time, those are in charge of that road. What happened to road signs? Let there be road signs on that road. Can we look into speed cameras on that road? Like I said, this is not the first and it's not going to be the last. I had a report yesterday that in 3 months, there have been over 70 accidents on that road. That's a whole lot. That is too much. Now, if you check the people that have been unalive on that road, what are we doing to minimize the impact if it happens next time?
All right, so the local news in Nigeria, they're reporting that Anthony did suffer from a leg fracture, and The Sun, the BBC, and other news publications are saying that he didn't suffer from a leg fracture. Now, I don't know if this is a situation where Anthony is trying to mask or cover up the injury due to possible athletic endeavors in the future. Could be, or he could not have a fractured leg. We won't know that until Anthony speaks about the situation, right? Now, I want to transition to something a little bit deeper, because there's a picture that's surfacing all over the internet that shows Anthony Joshua in front of a Christmas tree. And the way that he has his hands positioned, it looks like a Masonic hand gesture. And a lot of people are questioning if he's a part of a secret society or the secret society. Now, there has been mounting speculation that suggests that Anthony allegedly sacrificed his friends to gain fortune and fame and things like that. But I'm going to tell you something that I find interesting. Now, what I find interesting about this dynamic is that when you look at Anthony Joshua's Instagram, he doesn't follow his two friends in Latif and Sina on Instagram, and I find that particularly odd. I mean, I guess you can say he sees them all the time and he doesn't need to follow them, but they actually follow him. Because when you type in Anthony Joshua's name on both of their search bars on Instagram to see who's following them, Anthony Joshua's official Instagram account does not come up. A bunch of dummy accounts come up, but maybe one of those is Anthony Joshua. I doubt it, but he doesn't follow them, and that's particularly strange. And this is not a recent occurrence. This information was sent to me on Monday, the day that the crash actually happened. Now, I want to revert back to the alleged connection between Anthony Joshua and the Freemasons. And so when the fight between Anthony and Jake Paul took place, a lot of people started to zero in and focus on the number 33, given the fact that this fight between Joshua and Jake Paul was Joshua's 33rd fight in his career. And also there was 33 million total viewers of this fight when it came to how many people tuned in to Netflix to watch it. And so a lot of people are saying that the reason why Anthony survived the accident is because he was supposed to. Because the number 33, they're tying it to the fact that this was ritualistic and that Joshua just became a 33rd degree Freemason. Now, after the fight that Anthony had with Jake, he did take to Instagram and he said, "A massive shout out to the 33 million of you who tuned in to support me, Jake, and everyone on the undercard, and thank you to those who prayed for me during fight week." Now, I want to be extremely clear here. These are not my thoughts. If I thought that, I would let you know. I'm just reporting the overall conversation from those of who don't believe that this was just a natural occurrence of an accident. There are people that have many, many questions. I have questions, but my questions didn't go straight to, oh, he's a Mason or whatever the case may be. It's a little bit fishy, a little bit odd, and things of that nature. But what I want to do is turn your attention to somebody that's breaking this down. And although he's doing it in a very comical way, it's extremely educational. Take a look at this clip and I'll be back.
Anybody else you find the phone? Because it's murder by numbers. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABC. Oh my God. And the 2025 raise goes to Sarah. You boys need to really stop. Sarah she blew you guys out the park this year. What? Those were the best scripts I've seen in a while.
Thank you so much, boss. Baphomet helped me a lot.
And you deserve it. You deserve that raise, sweetheart. You deserve that raise. Keep it up. I just got off the phone with Jake Paul, and we gave his brother a few more years.
Oh, I don't even like Logan like that.
Right.
Nobody ever wants to sacrifice who I want to sacrifice.
We are not evil or demonic. This is just what we have to do. We've been doing it for thousands of years. The Sumerians started it. They're our bloodline. We're just continuing it.
All praise Babylon.
Yeah, listen. The crash happened 75 days after Anthony Joshua's birthday, right? Jake Joseph Paul equals 75. He's 36 years old right now. Netflix equals 36. He just had this big fight on Netflix with 33 million people watch that he posted. Thank you to the 33 million people. Freemasonry and 33. Jesus dies at 33. His name, last name, Joshua. The translation for Joshua is Jesus.
Jake Paul's middle name is Joseph. Jesus' stepfather is Joseph.
Exactly. And think about it, right? Anthony equals 29. The crash happened on the 29th. He picked up his 29th win on Netflix. His friend who passed away, both of them, first names equals 29.
29 is the 10th prime. It happened 10 days
One
after
of their
the fight.
full names, Sina equals 45, like Nigeria, where it happened.
Yeah, ritual equals 45 too.
Listen, we don't make these rules, we just enforce them.
I think we're doing the world a favor, to be honest.
Right. And listen, we made sure it had to be Nigeria because the people, they're going to say, oh, the roads were bad, it's Nigeria, blah, 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 blah. That's why we did that. It had to be there. The people are stupid. You know, they don't, everything's a coincidence to them. The same thing happened to Francis Ngannou's son, and he had a car accident after that, killed a girl.
Their stupidity keeps us going, and they don't realize that.
All praise Azazel. It happens.
I really can't wait for 2026. We're gonna burn this place to the ground.
LeBron's birthday is today. I need a sacrifice for him immediately.
Get rid of a former Lakers player. How about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
All right. Hey, January 17th.
The first one of the year, boss. We're already on it. We got you.
All right, let's keep it going. All right. Tell Jake Paul, you got lucky on this one.
Anthony Joshua sacrificed his two friends. Let's stop playing like he didn't. He sacrificed his two friends for the money and fame that he accumulated throughout his career. It was just his time to offer up. They basically made a signature of it all through the Jake Paul fight. He landed 33% of his punches. He went on X thanking 33 million viewers for watching. It was his 33rd fight. It don't get no more obvious than that. Then obviously you can see pictures of him putting his hands or his thumbs in a pyramid. They went to do this ritual in Nigeria, where people are more shocked that they see Anthony Joshua than actually taking good footage of the accident. This brother's in the back of a car with no shirt on, no scratches whatsoever. They knew that it wasn't a lot of cell phone footage that's going to be covered during this accident. So you don't know what was actually done. They're going to put this brother in the back of a beat up car and then have him walk out and say, oh, he's in this accident. Meanwhile, you don't see the two bodies that perished from this accident. It's a crooked world we living in.
All right, so we just witnessed all of that, and the first video that I just played for you right then, the guy's on point. If you research it, the numbers match, everything adds up. Doesn't mean that it applies to this particular issue right here, but the numbers don't lie. Now, one of the many questions I have about this accident that took place in Nigeria is how close together Joshua's friends were on the ground after they were ejected from the vehicle. I was talking to my old physics teacher last night. He called me and wished me a happy new year or whatever the case may be. And he was also one of the unfortunate ones that came across that gruesome video where you saw both men on the ground. One was missing the top of his dome or whatever. And I asked him, how likely is it for them to land just inches away from one another? And he said, brother, it's very unlikely. And he also said that his brother, who deals in ballistic testing and things of that nature, questioned the same aspect of the actual accident, because what my teacher is expressing to me is that on impact they would have been thrown in different directions, in two different directions, and they wouldn't have landed just inches away from one another. It would have been several yards up to several feet away from each other. Now, another thing that I've been told, and I've been searching for it to try to gain some concrete evidence to support what I've been told, but I can't find it nowhere within the Nigerian news network. But I've been told that the actual driver that was hired for Anthony Joshua told the local authorities there, when he was questioned about the situation, that he felt like he didn't have control of the vehicle and the accelerator got stuck. And this information came from somebody from Nigeria that's a part of the family that supports my content. Now, like I said earlier and in my previous video, I'm not going to go to space and start spitting out conspiracy theories and things like that, but I have to say that I officially feel like something is off about this. I don't believe everything that they're reporting about this accident. There is something wrong here, and I truly believe that, and I'm sticking to how I feel about it. I really do think that there is something sinister going on here. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know how you feel about this situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.
Tough News TV. We out.